It's time for Dodger Baseball.
The poet laureate of baseball, the best there ever was, the voice of heaven. Those are just a few of the ways colleagues have described the great Vin Scully. But to Dodger fans, he was simply known as Vinny, the perfect mix of eloquence, humor, knowledge, candor, and humility. Who else could fittingly quote Shakespeare while skillfully capturing the excitement of the national pastime? And he did so with ease.
What a sweet, beautiful moment. Yeah, we're all with you, Noli, huffing and puffing now. Breaking ball, hit to third. Over to first, he's got it.
Vincent Edward Scully was born in the Bronx on November 29, 1927. The son of a silk salesman and a homemaker, the red-headed Vin spent his early years earning money as a janitor and a delivery boy. As a second grader in the Washington Heights section of Manhattan, Scully's reply when asked what he wanted to do when he grew up was simply to say, "I want to be a sports announcer."
We had an old radio, and I would come home to listen to a football game. There weren't other sports on, and I would get a pillow, and I would crawl under the radio so that the loudspeaker and the roar of the crowd would wash all over me, and I would just get goosebumps like you can't believe. And I knew that of all the things in this world that I wanted to be that fella saying whatever, home run or touchdown. It just really got to me.
After serving briefly in the Navy, Scully returned home to pursue his boyhood dream, beginning his career as a student broadcaster at Fordham University, where he also played center field for the Rams baseball team.
If I remember correctly, when we played against each other, we each went 0 for 3. Well, I think it was right after that that I realized I'd never make it to the bigs, and I needed to find work and try to get a real job.
Needless to say, both George H.W. Bush and Scully would find work. In 1949, Vin was recruited by legendary broadcaster Red Barber to cover college football for CBS Sports Radio. His first assignment was a Boston University game that he broadcasted from the roof of a frigid Fenway Park, doing so without a coat or gloves. Barber was so impressed he asked the 22-year-old Scully to join him and Connie Desmond in the Brooklyn Dodgers booth for the upcoming 1950 season. After Barber left the Dodgers in 1953, Scully became the youngest man ever to broadcast a World Series game at the age of 25. 2 years later, he made the call when Jackie Robinson stole home against the Yankees in Brooklyn's first and only World Series victory in 1955.
Robinson kind of shaking up the ballpark a bit. He dances down on third. Robbie's coming to the plate. The throw to Berra. He seals it.
When Dodgers owner Walter O'Malley moved the franchise west to Los Angeles in 1958, he didn't hesitate to bring his broadcast team of Jerry Doggett and Vin Scully with him.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Vin Scully speaking to you from the Los Angeles Coliseum.
Together, they played a pivotal role in introducing Los Angeles to professional baseball and their boys in blue.
I realized very soon that the fans out here knew the stars, but they weren't really that sure of the rank-and-file players. And fortunately for all of us, the birth of the transistor radio made it a great mix.
Thousands of new Dodger fans brought their radios to the team's temporary home, the LA Coliseum, to hear Scully's harmonious voice and lyrically descriptive style, a perfect way to take in a ball game. In May of 1959, more than 93,000 were on hand for a touching tribute to former Dodger catcher Roy Campanella, who was paralyzed in a car accident.
Perhaps the most beautiful and dramatic moment in the history of sport. Let there be a prayer for every life. And wherever you are, maybe you, in silent tribute to Campanella, can also say a prayer for his well-being.
With Scully behind the microphone, the Dodgers brought a championship to the Southland in just their second season. 2.5 years later, when construction was finally complete on O'Malley's Dream Stadium in an undeveloped area of LA known as Chavez Ravine, Vin welcomed Dodger fans to their impressive new $16 million home.
Welcome to Dodger Stadium before a crowd of approximately 56,000. The Dodgers loosening up on the field right now. Johnny Padres and Bob Perky. Here we go. The 1962 pennant race is underway at Dodger Stadium.
Now firmly situated in their new home, the Dodgers brought 2 more World Series titles to LA in 1963 and 1965. Led by future Hall of Fame hurlers Sandy Koufax and Don Drysdale, Scully would provide the permanent soundtrack for some of their signature moments.
9:46 p.m. 2-2 to Harvey Keene. 1 strike away. Sandy into his windup. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. A perfect game.
The 1-2 pitch to Pena. Swung on a ground ball wide to third. It's Boyer who has the chance. He's done it.
Scully's undeniable broadcasting talent wasn't limited to the national pastime alone. In addition to his work with the Dodgers, he co-hosted the Rose Parade for ABC, hosted a game show on NBC, and even had his own afternoon talk show.
From Television City in Hollywood, ladies and gentlemen, Vin Scully.
Very nice of you.
In 1975, he joined CBS Sports, bringing his unique brand of storytelling to both tennis and golf enthusiasts nationwide.
Jack Nicklaus breaks a tie that he held with Arnold Palmer. And Nicklaus now stands alone atop the heap, atop of Mount Olympus, if you wish, as he wins his 5th Masters.
Working alongside the likes of Jim Brown and John Madden, Scully also made a name for himself with professional football fans, capturing one of the most famous plays in league postseason history at the NFC Championship game in 1982.
Montana looking, throwing in the end zone.
Despite his success away from the diamonds, baseball remains the perfect canvas for Vin's artistic broadcasting palette. It was only fitting that Scully continually found himself in the catbird seat for the game's biggest moments, providing a social commentary that transcended the sports world.
What a marvelous moment for baseball. What a marvelous moment for Atlanta and the state of Georgia. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world. A black man is getting a standing ovation in the Deep South for breaking a record of an all-time baseball idol. And it is a great moment for all of us, and particularly for Henry Aaron.
I'm not sure what he's doing out there. It looks like he's going to burn a flag, and Rick Monday runs and takes it away from him. And so Monday, I think a guy was going to set fire to the American flag. Can you imagine that?
Vin's 65-plus seasons with the Dodgers was the longest tenure of any broadcaster with a single team in professional sports history, a number likely never to be topped. A level of dedication and loyalty only comparable to a once minor league pitcher turned big league skipper and fellow lifetime Dodger legend Tommy Lasorda.
You know, I don't get to hear Vinny as much as everyone else, so when you see me getting thrown out of a ball game, it's only because I want to go into the clubhouse and find out if he can still do the job.
Together in the late 70s and throughout the 80s, Scully and Lasorda experienced some of the franchise's most triumphant moments, one from the booth and one from the dugout.
High drive into deep left field. Back goes Lesinski. It's gone!
A fly ball to Andre Dawson, and deep. Dawson to the track. Dawson to the wall. It's gone! Home run by Rick Monday, and the Dodgers go wild. Look at that scene at home plate.
And in 1981, they'd both be witness to another World Series title, this one over their former crosstown rival, New York Yankees.
This is it. Landro waiting and waiting. He's got it. The Los Angeles Dodgers have just about done the impossible.
In 1982, 32 years into his already remarkable career, Scully received the highest honor in baseball, induction into the broadcasters wing of the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown.
Why me? Why, with the millions and millions of more deserving people, would a red-haired kid with a hole in his pants and his shirt tail hanging out, playing stickball in the streets of New York, wind up in Cooperstown? Why me indeed?
Outside Southern California, Vinny will perhaps best be remembered as lead baseball broadcaster for NBC Sports from 1983 to '89, leaving his indelible imprint on some of the most memorable moments in postseason history.
Little roller up along first, behind the bag. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win it.
In total, Vin Scully called 25 World Series, 12 All-Star games, 3 perfect games, and 18 no-hitters. But perhaps he saved his best work for the single most important swing in the Dodgers' 100-plus-year history on that fateful night in October of 1988.
And look who's coming up. Sachs waiting on deck, but the game right now is at the plate. High fly ball into right field. She is gone! In a year that has been so improbable, the impossible has happened.
Kirk Gibson's pinch hit walk-off home run in Game 1 of the World Series sparks the underdog Dodgers to their 6th title in franchise history and will live on as one of the most dramatic baseball moments of all time. 2 years later, and a decade after Fernando Mania first took Los Angeles by storm, Scully provided yet another unforgettable moment for Dodger fans.
Fernando ready, and the strike 2 pitch is hit back to the box, dribbling to second. Samuel on the bag, throws to first, double play. Fernando Valenzuela has pitched a no-hitter. If you have a sombrero, throw it to the sky.
While he wasn't always comfortable with the spotlight, Vinny not only understood but embraced his role of ambassador for the game of baseball.
For it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game. Ah, you're great.
The city of Los Angeles.
Let's hear it, Vin Scully.
And the loyal fan base of his beloved Dodgers.
One of the great rewards in my life is the privilege of broadcasting Los Angeles Dodger baseball to the nicest fans in the world.
Named by the American Sportscaster Association in 2000 as the Sportscaster of the Century, Scully's awards and accolades are almost too numerous to mention. In 2001, the Dodgers organization appropriately renames the press box at Dodger Stadium in his honor.
And remember, anytime you walk by and see the name Scully on the press box, it is a representative name. It covers all those years and all those writers, and I hope you'll never forget that. Thank you so very, very much.
Scully, approaching 80 years of age, made the difficult decision in 2005 to cut back his workload to about 100 Dodger games per season, electing not to travel to regular season road games played east of Phoenix. But his passion and boyishly innocent enthusiasm for the game never wavered.
And a high fly ball to left field. It is away out and gone. The Dodgers win it 11-10. Oh, unbelievable.
While some broadcasters find it difficult to mask the inevitable signs of aging, Scully continued to call the action with the energy and attention to detail he believed it deserved.
And the fly ball to deep right, blanks to the track. It is gone. He has hit another one. Que viva Cuba! Viva Puig! And it's 8-6 Dodgers, can you believe it? 0-2. Got him. He's done it. Clayton Kershaw pitches a no-hitter. It is the 22nd no-hitter in Dodger history. Big moment in a young life.
On January 1st, 2014, just miles from the stadium he'd called his office for more than 50 years, Scully was honored as the Grand Marshal of the Tournament of Roses parade. Surrounded by his family, a humble Vin soaked it all in as adoring fans of all ages showed their genuine admiration for their beloved broadcaster. In his final years, the highlights on the field were matched in excitement by his annual decision to continue on as the voice of the Dodgers. In August of 2015, Dodger fans again rejoiced upon news that the incomparable Scully would indeed return for another season of Dodger baseball. Soon afterwards, he unofficially hinted that 2016 would be his 67th and final season behind the mic. Vin described the decision in a typically perfect Scully-like way.
Do not go gentle into that good night. Rage, rage against the dying of the light. And I guess in a way that's what I'm doing. I'm raging against the dying of my career, which has to be around the corner now.
Acknowledgments and accolades for Vin soon followed as the LA City Council voted to unanimously rename the road to Dodger Stadium Vin Scully Avenue in January 2016. The man who once said, "A path to Dodger Stadium is a pathway to my heart," had indeed become the road to Dodger baseball.
One more year! Oh boy. No, I've given it a lot of consideration, and no thank you very much.
And then in the fall of 2016, Vin received the ultimate recognition, this time from the President of the United States. Vin was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom, the nation's highest civilian honor.
I just could not believe it. It wasn't like winning an award you've heard of. You don't hear much about this award. But when you realize how important it is, it's a very humbling experience for me.
The theme of 2016, his final year calling games, became the rally cry for the season, Win for Vin.
During the rest of the year, I'm not going to think of, oh boy, this is my last year. I'm just going to do my job, have my laughs with the boys when we have a chance, and eventually time will run out.
The stroll down Vin's memory lane began on opening day when players ranging from 1956 MVP Don Newcombe through Clayton Kershaw helped pay tribute to Scully's final opening day.
Most opening day ceremonies are about an event. They might commemorate a team, they might commemorate a player, but to commemorate Vin is almost like commemorating and honoring the whole organization. And so it was really a family celebration.
Throughout 2016, visiting opponents to Dodger Stadium paid tribute to Vin, each with their own unique gifts and personality.
And here's the Dodger flag from over Wrigley.
Oh, Lord.
How about that?
Wow.
That's pretty sweet.
Look at that.
I can fly that
over the house. We all love you.
Why?
We all gonna miss you.
During the Dodgers' final homestand, it was the players whose games Vin called all season, the Dodgers themselves, that took turns showing their gratitude to the legend.
Thanks for letting us come up.
Oh, hey, the door's always open. Thank you for coming and bringing her ladyship. Bye-bye, princess.
Say bye.
Mwah. Mwah. Thank you.
And then, in a script almost too perfect, in his final career game at Dodger Stadium, those same players truly took the cry to win for Vin, with a 10th inning walk-off to capture the National League West.
swung on a high fly ball to deep left field. The Dodger bench empties. Would you believe a home run? And the Dodgers have clinched the division and will celebrate on schedule.
Vin, we love you, and this is for you, my friend. How about the Dodgers?
A week later, despite not traveling during his 67th season, he went to San Francisco for the season-ending series. And for the final time in his career, Vin Scully called Dodger baseball.
You know, friends, so many people have wished me congratulations on a 67-year career in baseball, and they've wished me a wonderful retirement with my family. And now, all I can do is tell you what I wish for you. May God give you for every storm a rainbow, for every tear a smile, for every care a promise, and a blessing in each trial. For every problem life seems a faithful friend to share, for every sigh a sweet song, and an answer for each prayer. You and I have been friends for a long time, but I know in my heart that I've always needed you more than you've ever needed me. And I'll miss our time together more than I can say. But you know what? There will be a new day and eventually a new year. And when the upcoming winter gives way to spring, rest assured, once again, it will be time for Dodger baseball. So this is Vin Scully wishing you a very pleasant good afternoon wherever you may be.
Even in retirement, Vin Scully was still a presence at Chavez Ravine. In May of 2017, the organization honored his 67-year career by adding Scully's name to the Dodgers Ring of Honor, the first for someone not in uniform.
Just between you and me, and don't tell management, I don't deserve to be up there with them. Anyway, I'm there, and I'm eternally grateful to the Dodgers for putting me there.
And that October, Scully was honored again, making a surprise appearance at the World Series, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch before Game 2.
Somewhere up in heaven, Duke Snyder, Jackie Robinson, Roy Campanella, and Gil Hodges are laughing their heads off. Look who's throwing out the first ball at the World Series.
Vin Scully was the voice of the Dodgers, but he wasn't just an announcer. He was a storyteller, an impeccable wordsmith with an uncanny ability to voice the perfect description of the moment. After more than 67 years, chock full of colorful observations, anecdotes, and stories that only a man of his unique talent and experience could provide, Dodger fans will forever remember him most for his signature 5-word introduction to Dodger broadcasts.
It's time for Dodger baseball.
The game goes on, and so does Vin Scully's memory.
Thank you for watching the Improbable podcast. Hit that like button, swing at the subscribe button, and hit a home run on that notification bell. Have an probably awesome rest of your day.